Well, Hillary Clinton appears to have been caught in a doozy tonight. Addressing her email scandal, she now claims the reason she ultimately turned over her emails to the State Department was just a general request from State that, it was issued to all former secretaries of state.
When we were asked to help the State Department make sure they had everything from other secretaries of state, not just me, I'm the one who said, okay, great, I'll go through them again. And we provided all of them.
In fact, Mrs. Clinton's documents were sought by State, specifically from her and only her, long before those of the other secretaries. And it was not general record keeping. It was in response to a congressional investigation on Benghazi. Bill Burton is the former Obama White House deputy press secretary. What she said there is just clearly not true. And the Benghazi request came to her and her alone 3 months before they sought documents from Colin Powell and Condi Rice and others.
Good evening, Megan.
Good to see you.
I think that, obviously there was this request, but there also was requests to other secretaries of state. I think that this email controversy is going to keep going because there are people who will never stop it from continuing to keep going.
Okay,
but if it wasn't this, it would be something else. And I think that's just the deal.
It's going to keep going. But let me just start on that, because the latest poll shows that the Democrats think that Hillary Clinton is lying. The Democrats say 58% of Democrats said, yes, Hillary Clinton is lying about how her emails were handled. And the reason they say that, Bill, is because of things like this. That was just not true, what she said on the Sunday show. It was not true. That request that went out to the general secretaries of state came 3 months later. She had to turn over her documents because they got subpoenaed at State on the Benghazi committee. And that is when State realized, holy Lord, we don't have any of her emails.
Right, but they also didn't have any of the other former Secretary of State emails.
Right, but you're doing what she's doing.
I'm not trying to just move past this controversy. I think that there's going to be plenty of time for people to look at the emails to decide whether or not they feel like this has an impact of what kind of president she would be rather. But at the end of the day, I think that the American people, when they're choosing a president, they're looking at who's talking about the issues that matter to them and in their lives. And this issue is just never going to rise to that level where people think that this is going to have an impact on their lives.
Here's my other question. They show, latest poll shows her at 33%. This is Bloomberg. Biden at 25%. Sanders at 24%. It's getting kind of tight. Do you think she has cause for concern?
It is. I've been looking at the polls, too, and just before I came on, I looked at the polls in 2007 and 2008 to see where things were. What's interesting is that Barack Obama actually was not leading in the polls until February of 2008, so months and months from where we are now. And, I think it's important to note that for all the negative press that Hillary has gotten, for all the email stories that have been written, for the 16 Republican candidates, a number that's changing, who have been attacking her, there is no other candidate in this race who you would rather be than Hillary Clinton.
Yeah,
I don't think that there's any other candidate who is in as strong a position as she is.
I was just looking at it back in 2008, the same point in the cycle. 44% believed Clinton would be our next president. 6% believed Barack Obama would be. Talk about being wrong. Bill Burton, great to see you.
And a lot of those people weren't even on the Obama campaign.
Except you. Great to see you.
Good to see you, too.
Up next.